everybody, this is Judy. Hi, Judy in the kitchen. Today we're talking about Swiss chard, and I have a list of tips and ideas for you for using Swiss chard. Now this list was long, so I broke it up into two parts. This is the part 2 video. If you haven't seen the part 1, the link to that video is below in the description box. Be sure to check it out so you get the whole list, and hopefully it will help you out. Why not add some chopped Swiss chard to your favorite omelet? Try adding some Swiss chard to your favorite pizza. Add some Swiss chard to your favorite frittata. Now if you make smoothies, try adding some Swiss chard to your favorite smoothie in addition to or instead of spinach. Swiss chard can be baked into chips the same way you would make kale chips. Start with rinsed and dried leaves. Rub the leaves with a little bit of olive oil. Sprinkle them with seasoning of your choice. It could be a little salt if you want to. And then spread them out on a dry baking sheet. Bake them at 300. We're not going to cook them at a real high heat here. 300 for about 20 to 30 minutes or until the edges just start to brown. You want to be careful not to burn the Swiss chard. Remove them from the oven and allow them to cool and then enjoy. Try some simple sauteed Swiss chard by chopping up some chard and add it to a little bit of olive oil or vegetable broth along with some garlic and a pinch of red pepper flakes. Add a few tablespoons of liquid at a time. We're not going to boil it to death. We're just doing a little bit of liquid, and when tender, drizzle them with a little bit of lemon juice or vinegar of your choice and enjoy. Now if you have the stalks of mature, larger leaves of Swiss chard, the stalks can be a little bit tough and they can be sliced and used like celery would be used in a lot of applications. Like other leafy greens, it's important to know that Swiss chard is very high in vitamin K. So if you take blood thinners like warfarin, you should have already been advised by your health care providers to maintain a steady intake of vitamin K rich foods. Suddenly increasing or decreasing your intake of these foods can alter the effectiveness of your medication. So you want to check with your health care provider first if you want to increase your consumption of leafy green vegetables such as Swiss chard, and they may want to monitor your prothrombin time for a while to be sure that your medication is right for you, and it may need to be adjusted a little bit. If you have a recipe that calls for Swiss chard, you don't have enough, or maybe you don't have any, the following can be substituted for Swiss chard. Yes, the flavors may be a little different, but nevertheless they can be used as substitutes. You could try turnip greens, spinach, bok choy, mustard greens, or kale. And it's important to note also that the leaves of some of these substitutes, like kale, might be tougher than the leaves of Swiss chard, so they may take a little bit longer to cook to make them more tender like you would expect them to be, so your cooking time may or may not need to be adjusted a little bit. I do hope this helps you out. If you have not seen the part 1 video, check the link in the description box below. You want to see the whole list. I do hope this helps you out. Take care and bye for now.